Today's topic of discussion is actions is greater than words. So this is going to be a video which is going to be quite complicated for a lot of the guys. So they may struggle with understanding some of these key concepts, but I'm going to try and break it down for you guys in as simple concepts as possible. So this is how to understand female nature and to spot how a girl who has a high attraction towards you and a girl who doesn't really have a strong attraction towards you. So first point is behavior. So relationships, right, in general. So anytime you're in a relationship, or if you've never had relationships, haram relationships, either way, yeah, anytime you interact with a girl, right, so let's say she has some interest in you, there's going to be a constant push and pull from both sides. So let's say you're interested in her, she's interested in you, and then you're speaking to her, right? You need to prioritize her behavior, yeah? So it's really important, right, to not get strayed off track, get taken off track. So strayed means taken away, yeah? Strayed off track when it comes to dealing with girls. Because a lot of women, right, will say one thing, but their behavior is something else. Yeah, so it's really important to assess a girl's behavior and what interest she's showing. So one of them is, let's say a girl, right, she is quite outspoken, she is somebody who's more confident, she's somebody who's a bit more secure. She'll tend to have more strong eye contact with you. So when you're speaking to her, right, when you're having a conversation with her, she's going to be locked in terms of the eye contact. That's with them type of girls. But there's another set of girls, which is about 10 to 20%, you're going to come across, which are shy type girls. Now with the shy type girls, them type of girls will not make eye contact with you. They'll make little to no eye contact with you. Do you understand? So a lot of guys confuse that with disinterest. Now you need to look at the other signs as well for what a girl is showing to you and her behavior. So let's say that girl, yeah, shy type of girl, she's not really making eye contact with you. But then let's say she's giving you her contact details. So social media side of it, and then she's always talkative on there. And she sends you like fat paragraphs on there. So that person in and of itself, that person is more secure online. And she feels more secure online. Reason being is because that's in her comfort zone. Yeah, some girls, right, you guys need to realize, right, some of them, they have low amount of confidence, they have low amount of self-esteem. Some of them have had like traumatic events certain times, and they're not quite able to open up to you as much. Do you understand? So that's why with social media certain times, some of these girls need that social media side of it. So what you can do is, right, when you're trying to connect with a girl, certain times you should send her voice notes. But in general, right, in whatever girls you come across, you should be sending voice notes to them. It helps you connect on an individual level there, yeah, on a one-to-one level. And this is what I've seen in terms of the results. Anytime I'm speaking to girls, when I'm speaking to them on the voice note, they're a lot more engaged. Reason being is because a woman falls in love with words, from your tone of voice, how you communicate, and so on. Yeah, so going back to it. So then let's say the other person, the beginning part of it, where the woman, so let's say that woman there is example A. So I'll give her as example A. So example A is the girl who makes eye contact with you. Example B is the shy type of girl. So with example A, right, she is going to be more open to speaking to you. You understand? So she's going to be reciprocating it. She's going to actually talk about several different topics, and she's going to be more approachable. Example B is going to be the opposite of that. Yeah, she may feel timid, nervous, shy around you, and she feels as though that you're out of her league. Yeah, because that's what it is with girls, right? In general, they want to get a guy who is better than them in all areas of life, and when she sees you as a guy who's superior, that's going to make her by default intimidated. So with that, right, in and of itself, as I said, with girls in general, you want to keep it where you keep it to that sense of letting them do more of the talking. So even with the shy type of girls, get them to open up more. So ask them more open-ended questions. Do you understand? So find out what her interests are, what type of person she is. So what's her viewpoints on certain topics. So let's say related to like life. So like purpose, you can relate it back to the deen side of it. You understand? So in general, right, a lot of the shy type of girls, they've got less experience with men. Do you understand? So when you're dealing with these girls here, a lot of guys are just seeing, oh, this girl is not really reciprocating any interest here. She's not really showing me any type of behavior which is going to be making me interested in her. Well, this is what it is. Guys, you guys need to realize that certain girls like that, then it takes time for them to open up. So in general, right, them type of girls, you just need to give them a bit more time. Obviously, you keep it short and simple with them, because attention is the currency of all women. Does that make sense, guys? So with example A, speak to her. She's going to likely be more upfront with you certain times. So with that example there, with example A, yeah, she's going to be more upfront in terms of her intentions. But example B, right, she's going to be more concealing her interests. She's going to conceal it more. She's not really going to be giving her intentions fully to you and tell you, oh yeah, I really like you, I really want to be with you and I want to go with you and whatever the case is. Do you understand? So women in general as well, they're not open like that. You get this a few 10% or so which are extroverted, which will straight up come up to you and they'll ask for your contact details and they'll ask for your phone number. So I've had certain girls before, they've asked for that phone number straight away certain times. Or like I gave you that example before of that woman trying to get me to go to the toilet with her. That's what I'm saying. So those are like 10% or so, less than 10% of girls. But majority of girls, right, they're going to tend to be concealing their interests. But certain times, right, girls will send you mixed signals. It's because there's two examples of that. It's either the woman. That's what I'm saying. This shit here, it's a bit complicated, but I'm trying to break it down as simple as possible for you guys. Certain times, right, a girl will send mixed signals. Either it's because she's lost attraction towards you, yeah. So you haven't been maintaining masculine frame. You haven't been, keeping it simple with her, reducing your attention to her, only giving it to her when it's needed, or when she's trying to test you, to test your masculinity. And the reason why she's doing that is because she's testing your emotional strength. Okay, so that right there, when it comes to the mixed signals part of it, and you're getting confused, you're scratching your head thinking, what's going on here? Why is this girl? Sometimes she responds to me and sometimes she just completely blanks me. So let's say with the messages, you was talking to her last night, things were going well, and then the next day you hit her up, or a couple days after, and then she doesn't respond for like 10 hours, 15 hours. But then the couple days before that, she responded within a couple minutes. That right there, that's to test your emotional strength and to see how you react to that. Do you understand? So that's why you got to look at a girl's behavior at all times and seeing whether or not she's reciprocating. So it's a constant push and pull. So that leads us to the next point when it comes to interest. Yeah, a woman's interest, right, it can go up and it can go down. Yeah, it's one of them ones that it can just fluctuate like crazy. So this is why it's so important to maintain masculine frame at all times and to assess the girl's behavior. Yeah, so when she is showing you good interest, positive interest, then you can reciprocate that or less. So what you want to do is you want to either match it or less. Do not do matching it and give her more. Yeah, because what happens is her interest is going to by default drop. Yeah, because as I said, it's like a constant push and pull. Yeah, now for guys who don't like this and they don't, want women like this, you guys here can go sit out on the sidelines. Do you understand? The game right now is really, really competitive. Yeah, so right now you're getting literally 90+% of women going for like 10% of guys. Yeah, this is what it is. Like myself, like I'm not even looking a lot of the times, but girls are sending me like choosing signals and interests and all these kind of things there and trying to speak to me, some certain times inappropriately. But the reason why they're doing that is because I'm not giving them attention the same way that the other guys are doing. A lot of guys, right, you have to realize attention is a currency of women. So when guys, right, who look on paper attractive, so let's say they got money, status, fame, and then they come up to that girl and they start saying to her, you look really beautiful, you look amazing, I want to take you out to this restaurant, you know, we're going to have a great time, you know, I've got this flipping car parked up over here, I'm going to, you know, drive us there. That all shows desperate, needy behavior. This will turn a woman off from a biological perspective, yeah? So the hardwiring of women can't stand the fact is when a guy just gives too much interest to her. Yeah, this is what it is. So you guys here need to realize, right, anytime you're speaking to a girl, you let her know, look, this is what it is. So what I do is, my approach is anyways, get her contact details, and then I send my requirements over on what I'm looking for in a partner. The woman either ticks it or she doesn't tick it. If she doesn't tick some of the requirements, then I can be a bit flexible on a few of the requirements, but then I can speak to her and get to know her more then. But if the woman's saying, oh yeah, you know what, I'm not interested and, you know, this is not really going to be working out, blah, 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 I just disregard them. Do you understand? So it depends on the girl. So with that, right, having your set requirements will filter out all the low quality ones and the women who are just wasting your time. But going back to the original example about example A and example B. So example A was the girl who's more open to you, she's more extroverted, but example B, she's more shy, she's more reserved. Yeah, the one who's reserved, she's going to conceal her interest more. That's what it is. She's going to be concealing her intentions, but her behavior and her words do not match. So she'll be saying, like, she may even turn around and in her text messages say, I'm not interested, like 100 times. Yeah, but this is the same girl who'll send you photos of herself. Yeah, and then this is the same girl who will be talking to you about, oh yeah, you know, stuff related to marriage. Yeah, and you could sense it based off of her behavior is not matching up. As I said, that right there is to test your emotional strength and your emotional resilience. Does that make sense, guys? So next point is nature. Nature, right? A woman's nature, yeah, is to get the best possible man. Yeah, so whether you guys like it or not, a lot of guys right now, unfortunately, are not trying to be the best versions of themselves. They're not trying to level themselves up in all areas of life. So exclude money, put money to the side for a second, yeah? And actually look at your internal qualities within yourself and how you're able to conduct yourself with people. Are you somebody, right, who's got positive energy? You've got good communication skills. You're somebody who, when you walk into the room and you have a conversation with a set of people want to hear what you're saying and then they're interested in you. Yeah, and you're just a likable person. Yeah, or are you somebody, right, who, when you walk into a room, you've met these guys like 10 times before, and these guys, they don't remember your name, they don't want to speak to you. Like, you'll know, right, when you're a type of guy, right, who has had a good effect on people. Like myself, right, certain times I'm going to workplace or outside or wherever the case is, I may have only spoke to the person like one time before. Yeah, so certain times, right, let's say at work, right, contractors come in and out. Yeah, so then I've had a conversation with them, you know, I've said my name's Omar, and then a couple weeks later they've ended up remembering my name, and I've had this quite a few times. It's because they've had a positive experience with me dealing with them. Yeah, so this is what it is. This is how you differentiate yourself. This is what, you know what, charisma. So when they say charisma is being able to influence people and for people to be attracted to you. Does that make sense, guys? So it's really important. So when you see that, right, that's what attracts women. Because men and women, yeah, whether you guys think, you know, women are just like another set of species, which some of them are a bit crazy and that, there are similarities between men and women, yeah? So women and men, they both are attracted to positive energy, yeah? You get the people who are less than 10% or so who are attracted to negativity and who just talk rubbish all day. But in general, 90+% of people are going to be attracted to positive energy. Yeah, this is something which people are drawn to, because people in general, they feel insufficient and insecure within themselves. So when they come across a guy who's got a high amount of confidence, who's got a high amount of self-esteem, he's somebody who's got good charisma, that's going to naturally attract women as well. Does that make sense, guys? So you need to understand women's nature and see what women respond to. So that leads us to the final point when it comes to solid. You as a man, right, anytime a woman is interacting with you, she's going to be giving you interest tests. Yeah, so what they call them shit tests, right? That in and of itself, yeah, the more interest tests and shit tests you pass, right, the more her interest and desire is going to increase. So it's going to be increasing. So like 4, 5, 6. So start off like here. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So like 8, 9, 10. Those are burning desire for you. Yeah. So you can walk into the room, right? And then when you're speaking to a girl, at the beginning, it could be an interest of a 4. So you could be a guy who's not really looks-wise attractive. You're not really good looking. You're not really, dressing well, and so on. However, yeah, there's a big but there, yeah? So but, however, whatever word you want to use there. But you can raise her interest. Yeah, so this is what it is. Guys don't understand this. Guys are just, as I said, women... Guys are just stupid, isn't it? Guys don't understand women's nature. This is what the problem is. You can raise that woman's interest level. A lot of times with a guy, when he sees a woman who is like, let's say obese, like 400 pounds, yeah, and she, flipping doesn't take care of her hygiene or something like that, that guy there, it's very difficult to try and convince him to be like, oh yeah, flipping, get with that girl. Yeah. But for women, right, women can come across a guy who's like flipping overweight, yeah, doesn't really looks-wise, doesn't look attractive, dressed bummy, but his mouthpiece, yeah, that's what it is. His mouthpiece and how he's able to conduct himself and how he's able to talk to her and how he's able to make her feel, yeah, that will raise her interest. Do you understand, guys? So that's why certain times with guys, right, they'll get with a girl who's not really that wise attractive looking. I mean, he's not attractive looking, but he'll get with a girl who's really attractive looking from the outside. It's because that girl there, yeah, she's falling in love with more of his internal. Does that make sense? She's falling in love with his confidence. He's likely to have a high amount of confidence, high, charisma. He's got a good personality. But a lot of guys have been focusing on the external, and they're thinking that's what's going to get the women. As I said, that don't get women. Yeah, that don't get women to fall in love with you guys. So it's really important. You need to stay solid in who you are as a person. Yeah, and you're constantly leveling yourself up and you're improving yourself. Does that make sense, guys? So just to wrap up, behavior is really important when you're speaking to a girl before marriage and after marriage. When you're in a relationship and when you're not in a relationship with a girl, you're always looking at her behavior. Forget about what she's saying. She could be saying, oh yeah, I want a guy. This is what it is. You know what's funny, right? A lot of these girls, yeah, they'll be saying, oh yeah, I want a guy who's got money, he's got status, he's got a nice car, he's like 6 foot tall, all these things here, yeah? And then what happens is she comes across another guy who don't tick those requirements, but then she falls in love with that guy and she wants to get with him. It's funny how that works, isn't it? How she's broken all her rules because she was saying all of that stuff now, but then she come across a guy who don't tick them requirements, but he's able to shine with his internal. Yeah, so this is what it is. You're looking at a woman's behavior there. You're not looking at what she's saying. Yeah, because certain times, right, a woman, she'll say something to you, but then the next day she'll end up changing her mind. She'll feel something else the next day. Yeah, so this is what it is. A lot of guys don't understand this, as I said. Guys, you see this, the rubbish you see on the internet, right, about women are attracted to like all these things here, all these superficial things here, yeah. As I said, that's not how women's brain work, yeah. Women go based off of feelings. Yeah, feelings outweigh. So this is what it is. Actions is greater than words. Yeah, that's what the title is of today's video. Yeah, so the feelings is what you're looking at and how a woman is responding to your behavior. Yeah, so don't listen to what a woman's saying. A woman could be saying all types of stuff. So that's what the saying is. When you're trying to catch fish, right, you speak to the fisherman. Yeah, so the fisherman is the guy who's the man, right? Listen to what he's doing and how he's able to get women. Yeah, don't ask the fish, yeah, which is the woman. Don't ask her about how to catch fish because she don't know how to catch fish. Do you understand? Yeah, like some of these videos, I've seen some of the information that the women are giving out. Some of it is good information, but a lot of the information they've taken from the men. Yeah, taken from guys like me. Take this information from me. This is what it is. So guys need to realize, right, look at a woman's behavior at all times. Yeah, so when a woman is saying something and she's saying, oh yeah, some sort of craziness, you look at her and look at her behavior. If she's not reciprocating your positive energy, you withdraw your value and your communication from her. So the next point was interest. As I said, interest can start off with like a 4 or a 5, an average, yeah? So let's say you come into the room, you speak to the girl, yeah, it started off as like a 4 or a 5. Yeah, let's say it starts off as a 5, yeah, as interest. She is looking at your behavior and how you're responding around her. Yeah, this is where it goes back to masculine frame. You're maintaining masculine frame around her. You're somebody who is able to get girls at her level or higher. So when she throws you some interest tests, you're able to just smash right through them. Yeah, so certain girls, right, let's say at work, yeah, I come across these girls, yeah. So myself, innit, I'm only attracted to Muslim girls who tick my requirements, yeah. So I've mentioned this in previous videos. So a girl who's like a, practicing Muslim, prays 5 times a day, wears hijab, wears modest clothing. She's somebody who is obedient towards, her parents and so on. Yeah, I've got a whole checklist there. Girls, right, who are, let's say, non-Muslim. Let's say I come across a girl, yeah, a white girl, yeah, at work. She's not Muslim, yeah? But when I've been interacting with her and how I've got eye contact and how I'm able to talk to her, she starts to get attracted towards me. But even though I'm not attracted to her, it's funny how that works, isn't it? The more interest you give to a girl, the more she starts to despise you. Reason being is because the more interest you're giving to a girl, you're supposed to be using that interest towards your flipping purpose. Yeah, that's how it works. That's how God has created it. Do you understand, guys? God has created men and women. Yeah, polar opposite. Because that woman there, yeah, she needs to feel as though, yeah, that you're somebody who prioritizes his purpose and his mission. But she can't communicate that in words because she doesn't understand it herself. That's what it is. Women don't understand what they want and they don't understand what they love. Yeah? They can only respond to when they see a certain guy and then that guy there is behaving appropriately and he's got a masculine frame. This is what I try and explain to guys in the videos. But a lot of these guys, right, let's say in the comment section, a lot of these guys just talk rubbish in the comment section saying X, Y, Z. Yeah? These guys here, they don't get women. That's what it is. Yeah, you can't build this from talking in front of the camera or just like yapping on videos all day. Like my experience with women is in real life, interacting with men and women. Yeah, coming across thousands and thousands and thousands of people through several life experience. Yeah, so I know what works and what doesn't work, and I'm always going based off of what the Dean's teaching us. Yeah, so the Dean, right, tells us what the correct way to go about it when it comes to dealing with women. And we look at the best example, which is Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Yeah? So I look at that and I look at that blueprint. Does that make sense? So the next point after that was nature. Yes, that's what it is with the nature side of it. Men and women's nature is different in areas and some of the areas there's similarities there. So social status, right? A woman will not necessarily know your social status when you walk into a room or when you're speaking to her. However, how you conduct yourself, how you move, how you able to carry yourself and speak to other men, yeah, that woman's watching your behavior and she's watching you. Don't think women are not watching. Oh man, these guys here, man, this is what I'm trying to tell guys. Don't think women are not watching. Women are watching you like this, yeah. Let's say I'm looking at the camera, yeah. Women are watching you like this, yeah. And from the sidelines, there's another woman down there she's got her eye out for. So you and her are having a conversation and then she can see the other guy in her peripheral vision. This is what it is. Women are very, very socially aware. Okay, so that's another thing that you guys need to take note of. That's one of the advantages that women have in their nature. They're very socially aware. So when they come across some guy like me or another guy who's very socially intelligent, he's got EQ skills. So EQ, yeah, you got IQ. So let me highlight that for you guys. You got IQ and then you got EQ. EQ people don't talk about because they don't know what the hell it is. EQ is social skills, social awareness. Yeah, you guys need to develop your EQ. Okay, so this is what it is. This is why it's so important. That's how you understand women's nature, is because you've got a very high amount of EQ skills. Yeah, what I see is a lot of guys, right? A lot of guys struggle with this, yeah. Flipping EQ, yeah. Is because guys focus too much on IQ and they focus too much on external metrics. A lot of these guys that are coached, right? These guys here have got the external metrics. They got money, they got status, they got height. You know, they're like 6 foot plus, flipping, like good looking guys. Man, these guys here are struggling with women. Yeah, this is what you won't hear about in other videos. These guys here are struggling. Yeah, they don't understand women's nature. They're failing all of these interest tests. Women are just manipulating them, taking them for a mug. You know, I remember this one guy, yeah, so one of my good friends, literally, I had to, you know, tell him about certain situations and how that woman was trying to manipulate him, and he was just completely blinded. And then his mum was trying to get him away from that girl as well, you know, because he was so emotionally attached to her, emotionally invested into her, that he wasn't trying to let her go. Yeah, because the internal is deficient. So that's what leads us to the final point when it came to solid. Yeah, your internal needs to be solid. So that way there, yeah, you're gonna be able to get on with people, yeah, and then people ain't gonna be flipping damaging you, yeah, because that's what happens with these relationships. These women here, yeah, they end up damaging these guys, yeah, they end up getting them emotionally attached to them, start chasing after them, and then before you know it, she's extracted all the resources, all the attention from him, everything, rinsed the guy, and then he's down and out, just busted. And then these guys here, majority of them, they don't end up recovering from that anyway. So that's why it's really important. So understand female nature, and you're always looking at a woman's actions and her behavior over what the woman's words are and what she's saying. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.